What's up, guys? So we're currently in the first week of Shadowlands. A lot of people are either getting to 60 or they're running Mythic Zeros already, trying to get ready for next week's content. Today we're going to talk about just overall how druids are and how I feel restoration is right now. That's the main spec that I'm playing. That's what I'm going to be focusing on for the most part throughout Shadowlands, as I have past few expansions. But I like to play everything just to kind of get a better feel for it. So this video will kind of encompass Resto mostly, but it'll talk about a little bit of everything towards the end. Before I do so, though, please don't forget that if you liked anything in this video, as far as what I talked about or just what you saw, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment about what you liked. I'll try and feature it in the next video. Also, if you super like it, hit that subscribe button so that I can put out more content. Alright, let's get started. So, at this point in the game, in the week that Shadowlands has been out, right? So, I've run a couple of Mythic Zeros, but I've focused mostly on random battlegrounds and random heroics, because that's the easiest to kind of jump into. What I've noticed is restoration plays pretty smooth. I mean, let's be honest, there hasn't been a whole lot of changes since, mid to end Battle for Azeroth and where we're at right now. They didn't really take away anything, they didn't give us much. We got Nature's Swiftness back, which is awesome because that gives you a free instant regrowth, realistically, if you use it that way. Before I go any further, a side note, PvP gearing is the best way of getting gear right now. That'll change, next week once Mythic Keystones come out. But you can, if you do PvP, you just do Battlegrounds, you get honor currency, and you could use that to buy blue PvP gear. And that gear you can upgrade up to Mythic 6 level. Right now, most of my gear is 171. Which is not bad. That's heroic tier. As your renown level gets higher, you can raise the level of your PvP gear past 171. Right now, I'm gated behind my renown level. So, but that aside, we talked about abilities we got back. We got Nature's Swiftness back. We got improved bark skin. I guess it's rank 2 bark skin, right? Iron bark, sorry. And what that is when you put that on a target, typically the tank or whoever's getting bursted in an arena or whatever, they take more healing. So they get the damage reduction on top of that, along with more healing. So it's really nice. It's on a shorter cooldown. So it's really helpful, really good utility. You also have Cyclone Universal, so you have that extra CC you can put out there. It's got a short range, but it's still a really solid CC. So that's where we're at as far as resto abilities. I mean, like I said, we didn't really get a whole lot. Nothing really got taken away. Overgrowth is a talent now, which I run Overgrowth because I got used to it from PvP. Sorry, it's helpful, especially if you want to throw quick Swift Mend out for a big heal. You hit Overgrowth, Swift Mend, and it's going to do a lot of healing. One thing I'm still getting used to is the mana. So our mana hasn't changed really. I mean, we have less now because the level squish, but you definitely can run out of mana faster than what we're used to. On top of that, the drinking change. So where you don't, the first few ticks of a drink kind of come a little slower. It's still kind of getting weird adjusting to that. It's definitely not game breaking by any means. You just got to manage your mana better. We're used to the mid to late BFA style where you can realistically just spam all your heals. Doesn't matter how much they cost, and you're good to go on mana. Now you have to be a little more cognizant of what you're doing. Be aware of what you're doing. You don't want to overlap your hots too early because all that mana is very important. So that's something that I have to get used to. I haven't tried the other classes yet. I don't know how they're doing with mana. It doesn't seem too game breaking. I don't think anyone's going to really get too upset about it. So one of the biggest changes that I've liked and have had trouble kind of adapting to is the Covenants, right? I think everyone's on the same boat. I didn't look too far into the abilities or the Covenants before the expansion dropped because so many things were going to be changing throughout Alpha and Beta, right? So I didn't look at it really at all. I went into the game, I played through the 4 zones, I used the Covenant abilities in dungeons, battlegrounds, questing, and I liked Venthyr a lot. Venthyr had a really cool ability, Ravenous Frenzy. So every time you cast, you get 1 stack of 2% damage and healing increase and 1% haste. It's really good. I would have gone Venthyr had the second part of that ability not been a thing. So if you are idle for 2 seconds during your frenzy, you get stunned and you take damage based off how many stacks you had. So you can get the stacks really high, and then if you get CC'd or you just can't cast for whatever reason, you're stunned and you will take a lot of damage. So it's a pretty fair trade-off, I think. I just didn't want that, considering I'm going straight into arenas as soon as I can, along with probably rated battlegrounds. So the chances of getting CC'd are very high, and that's a pretty easy death, really easy kill condition at that point. So I didn't want that. I got Night Fae. Night Fae gives you Convoke the Spirits, which gives a flurry, essentially, of 12 druid abilities based off your spec and your affinity. Also based off what form you're in. So you can, I run Feral Affinity, but if you're not in cat form and you're pretty far from mobs, it's just 8 to 10 resto spells sent out there. It costs no mana, and they're all instant for the most part, right? It's channeled over 4 seconds, so 12 abilities over 4 seconds is pretty good. The healing throughput is solid, and if you're trying to put damage out with it as well, you could do a lot of damage with it. I run Feral Affinity, like I said, so if I hit Heart of the Wild and then go into cat form and then hit it, I'm putting out 2.5 to 3.5 DPS over those 4 seconds, which isn't anything crazy, but it's a nice burst window. You could use it on a lot of bosses as well. It's also good for PvP, right? Same combo. You can solo most people. So other classes versus Druid. I haven't really played much else. I played on Monk for a little bit. The Maw is really boring, so I haven't done too much in there, but overall, what I've noticed is everything is pretty balanced. Some stuff is a little stronger, it feels like, but across the board, everything looks like it's at a really good spot. I haven't had any issues with other healers out healing me. I'm actually usually top, if not second, in battlegrounds. So I think right now we're in a good spot. We'll see how it is in the next few weeks. As content starts to roll out and more gear becomes available across the board. Like I said, I think we're in a good spot. I plan to start doing Keystones next week when they come out, along with arenas. I've done some Torghast only as Guardian. I haven't tried it as Resto yet, so we'll see. I'll have videos of those, and hopefully we have some good changes coming out to just improve the overall quality of life. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll see you guys next time.